We're the Avengers. We can bust arms dealers all the live long day, but that up there, that's the Endgame.
Tony, there was no other way. We're in the Endgame now.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So the big news this morning is that everybody thinks that the cinematographer from Avengers 4 and Avengers Infinity War revealed the title on his own personal website. So I'll explain what I think is going on, because it's a title that people had talked about before, but then the Russos came out and provided some context for where the title would pop up and the clues that people were looking in. But we also need to talk about Doctor Strange's secret plan. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. We're obviously going to be getting a whole bunch of stuff all the way through Comic-Con. There's a whole bunch of Infinity War Blu-ray giveaway stuff that I'll explain at the end of the video too. So first things first, what is the title that he revealed? Late last night, early this morning, Twitter blew up when the cinematographer from the last two Avengers films, Infinity War and Avengers 4, Trent Opolog, updated his website with his resume, and it said Avengers Infinity War, and then more recently, Avengers Endgame. So naturally, people are like, wait a minute, this is a guy that was on set constantly for these two films. Why would he put Avengers Endgame on his own personal website if he didn't think that that was the title? Like, this isn't somewhere you post jokes. This is the website where you tell people in the industry the stuff that you've worked on so that they'll hire you for other stuff. Like, look at all the awesome movies that I've done. This is freaking $500 million worth of production budget. Predictably, it started spreading around to the big news sites, so that within a couple hours, he had changed it without much fanfare to Avengers 3, Infinity War, and Avengers 4. Did somebody at Marvel threaten his family if he didn't change it immediately? Yes, definitely. But why did they ask him to change it? Is it because it's a secret, they don't want him to reveal the title, or was it because that's the incorrect title? It was one of the working titles while the film was happening, but not what the film is actually going to be called when they reveal it later this year, like Kevin Feige said. So if you don't know, Kevin Feige finally said that they're actually going to reveal the Avengers 4 title right after they drop the Captain Marvel teaser. Within the next couple of months, they're winding down on Captain Marvel in the next week or two, then they'll cut a teaser, they'll release that in a couple months, then they'll reveal that Avengers 4 title. Then after that, we'll find out when we get that first Avengers 4 footage. But the whole thing is, with this Avengers Endgame title, is that was one of the earliest guesses that people had. The Russos claim that the title itself is never spoken as dialogue during Infinity War, and as you saw in the teaser that I put at the beginning of this, Doctor Strange speaks the words Endgame. So if the title isn't spoken during Infinity War at all, and he says Endgame, therefore, Sherlock Bros concur, the title of Avengers 4 cannot be Endgame. But that still doesn't answer the question as to why the cinematographer, who's actually a pretty important person on set and was there the whole time for both of these two movies for the last couple of years, put the Endgame title on his website. There's been a saga of working titles associated with these two films, so I think behind closed doors, they called it a couple different things. That's why he's calling it Endgame on his website. Because remember, originally, like when Guardians 2 came out, Zoe Saldana did an interview saying that she was going back to film Infinity Gauntlet at the end of the year, talking about Avengers 4.
What can you tell us if you're in Infinity War?
We're in the middle of it. I think that the Guardians just shot their part when it comes to Infinity War's, like, the first part, and we all have to go back for Gauntlet later this year.
That was probably, very briefly, the working title for Avengers Infinity War. But the thing is they don't tell the actors anything that they don't need to. They didn't even tell them about the ending of Infinity War, about everybody getting turned to dust, or Gamora getting thrown off the cliff on Vormir, till the day that they filmed that stuff.
Because I spoke to Elizabeth and to Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany this morning, and we were talking about the ending of Infinity War, and they said that, like, the Russos pulled them into a van, and right before they shot the scene, they were like, this is the ending of the movie. That's how they found out about it. Did you get the van treatment as well?
I know the van they're talking about. I said, I'm not going in that van.
You were raised right. You had smart parents.
I was like, I want to be around people when they tell me this. But yeah, it was like, this is when you disappear. And I was like, but what does that mean?
Kevin Feige then came out later and said, no, it's definitely not Infinity Gauntlet. I think he also separately said that it was not Endgame as well. The Russos' interview was just a more confirmation, like, no, the title is not spoken during Infinity War. There are no actual clues to be found in the dialogue that's spoken. Remembering that a lot of it hit the cutting room floor, there may have been some clues in some other line that they ended up cutting. You all probably saw the logo that they were walking around on set. Like, obviously, they have to put the logo on everything while they're filming. They use the purple Hawkeye logo for Avengers 4, mostly, I think, as a joke, because of while Infinity War was happening and they were releasing teasers, people started freaking out about the lack of Hawkeye. So they're like, okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. Hawkeye is going to be important in Avengers 4. Maybe not the most important person, but definitely critical. So we'll give him some props and use his purple for the logo. But this really only appeared on crew jackets, like anywhere you would see the working title pop up. So I think we can just chalk this all up to the fact that Endgame, at one time, behind closed doors, was what they called the movie with the intention of it not being the final title. The Russos, Kevin Feige, actually said that they came to the real title of Avengers 4 pretty early in the process of breaking both of the two stories. But what probably happened is they probably didn't want to tell anybody, like they didn't tell the actors that they were going to die till the last day that they had to. The Gauntlet, the Endgame titles, all probably happened pretty early in the process. So like, we'll just refer to it as this, but this isn't going to be the actual title. Recently, they had the presentation where they showed off some footage. They had Hulk in the armor. Kevin Feige said that Avengers 4 was going to be all about the Avengers learning to work together as a true team to become true heroes. One of the most iconic comic book movie moments in history is the Avengers Assemble scene from the first Avengers film. So obviously it's very important that the original Avengers were some of the only people to survive the end of Infinity War. That scene is probably part of the core idea of Avengers 4. So the closest the Russos have said that anybody have come to the title is Avengers Forever, but that's not the title either. So I think we just have to assume that there are only a handful of people that actually know what the real title is, and they're just sitting on it because they don't want it to get out. But what about Doctor Strange's plan? Like I said, that Avengers Assemble moment, he probably saw that they needed to come together like this concept art for Avengers 4. They needed to have their Avengers Assemble moment and take Thanos down together, working as a true team. And in order for that to happen, they had to turn over the Time Stone so that Thanos could snap his fingers, erase half of all life in the universe, which would lead to Nick Fury calling for Captain Marvel. So like he saw all these dominoes falling in this one instance where they would finally end up winning. But I've already done a couple videos about what's going on with the characters that died, what's going on with the plot of Avengers 4, all the concept art, so I'll link that stuff at the end of this. There's obviously going to be a whole bunch of news about Avengers 4 dropping in the next couple of months, so just leave all your requests in the comments below. What'll happen is they just confirmed that they're doing a Halo live-action TV series. It's actually finally happening now. Remember, they announced it in 2013, and it's taken this long to get there. We also learned all about the first episode of Titans, so I'll do a video for that tomorrow because it is hardcore. But there is a new round of that Infinity War Blu-ray giveaway going on. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. Congratulations to the winner from my last video, Envoy Eli. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. I'll name a new winner when I post new Marvel, but click here to learn all about the Doctor Strange sequel and Avengers 4, and click here to learn all about the Avengers 4 art that they just dropped. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.